Alright, we got using a graph to find some values. Firstly, I'm going to show you some cool stuff you can do with a graphing calculator, but I'm going to wait till class. That way I know everyone will have it. This won't be a waste of time. So we're going to skip this guy, although I'm going to show you how it's done. Alright, we're going to come down to this guy and we're going to graph the line. So, a nice easy way to graph a line is just to graph 2 points. And we'll talk about other ways to graph a line too. So if this is x, f of x is like writing y. So I'll plug in 2 points. Usually the easiest point in the world to graph is 0. So if I said f of 0 equals 3/2 times 0 minus 4. And the nice thing about 0 is whatever you multiply by disappears. So my output is always this number right here, -4. And we're going to call that something eventually, but for right now, just know it's the number on the end. And let's go ahead and plug in 2. F of 2 is not too hard to do with this guy. F of 2 equals 3/2 times 2 minus 4. 3/2 times 2 is actually 2 minus 4, which is -2. So F of 2 is -2. And with this, once you get a graph, right, once you get 2 points, you can just graph it. So there's 0, -4, 2, -2. And we can kind of see that it is going to form this path. So there we go. And there is our line. We put arrows because it never stops, goes in all directions. So, alright. So, here's what we got. We got our graph going. Alright. And we are going to locate, well, let's see if we can find -2 on the x-axis. Draw a vertical line from -2, the one that we found right here. Where was it at? -2. Alright. On the x-axis to the graph and of the function, and a horizontal line to the segment of the graph with a y-axis. So here it is. So the value of x and y of y on the y-axis is the value of the function. Therefore, the value of the function is, so let's find out. So here's x is -2. I draw a line to touch right here, right? And it looks like the y value is right here. You see the vertical line to here? We're finding that point, right? I'm going to mark that point over here, -2, -6. And so when we plug in -2, out pops -6. All we're doing is we're graphing it. We're finding an x value and seeing what y value corresponds. For instance, if I plugged in an x value of 4, right there, I'd get a 0 for the y value. If I plugged in an x value of 8, right here, it looks like my y value would be 4. Alright, let's try it down here. Use the graph to find the value of f of x when x equals 3. So let's go ahead and graph this first. I'm going to plug in a few points. You can do them in your head, like if I say 0, I'm going to do it over here. F of 0 equals -0 plus 7, which is just 7. When I plug in 0, what I get is 7. So let's go ahead and mark that. That's right here. There's 1. And let's go ahead and plug in 1. Alright. So f of 1, let's do it. F of 1 equals -1 plus 7, or 6. So f of 1 gives me 6 for the point 16. Here it is, 16, which I can see right here. So it looks like I'm going to get a line that kind of goes over 1 and down 1. Let's plug in 2 just because I want another point. If I plug in 2, I get 5 and something that looks like that. I hope I got that. It was a little weird drawing that line, but we'll test it when we're done. So what do I get when I plug in 3? So 1, 2, 3 is right here. It looks like, let's test it out, it looks like it's 3, 4. If I plug in 3, sure enough, it's 3, 4. Alright, using the graph, alright, if I draw a vertical line to here, a horizontal line gives me 4. This would be my x value and my y value. I'm going to peek just a little bit further. There are 2 more pages, and I am going to stop this video. We got 1 more to go with a word problem.